Bueno, I'm gonna start sharing this. Okay. All right. So let's just take it, I guess, step by step. In your book, you have this activity on page 78. Okay. It's actually it's activity 3B. And let me go back to the book. Okay. In the book, we have it here. So basically what we have to do is decide if it's could, which is affirmative, or couldn't, if it's negative, okay? Number 1 says, Anna count at the age of 3. And I have this. What do you think it is? Could or couldn't?
What
Could.
text?
Could.
It's
Could.
page 78. All right. Number 2 says, Paul read at the age of 2. And then I have this. What do you think?
Couldn't.
Couldn't.
Okay. They write at the age of 6.
Could.
Could.
They could write. Good. Number 4. It says Paul swim at the age of 5.
Could.
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 Okay. And then I have Anna ride a bike at the age of 4.
Couldn't.
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 So in this case, if you see, this one obviously is very simple because I only have the check mark and then the cross. Okay. So it's really just referring to this. Before I continue to the question, do you have something that it's confusing in here or you're not sure?
No.
No.
No, it's okay.
Okay, everybody?
Yes.
All right. Let me just go then back to the presentation. Okay. And the same thing. In this case, well, we have could or couldn't. This one is not in your book. We're gonna answer it in here. An example. So I have watch TV is one for this one. Number 1, the ancient Egyptians couldn't watch TV. That's how it is. For number 2, it's right and it's correct. So the ancient Egyptians what?
Could write.
Okay. Could write.
Okay, could write.
Could write.
Let me go to the book because I don't have the answers in here. Okay, so the ancient Egyptians could write. Number 3, sorry, it says build houses. The ancient Egyptians
Could build
Could.
houses.
Could house.
would build houses. Very good.
Yes.
Number 4, the ancient Egyptians
Couldn't
Drive
car.
cars.
so couldn't drive cars. Very good. And then we have use the internet. The ancient Egyptians what?
Couldn't
Use the internet.
Okay. And the last one, the ancient Egyptians.
Could swim.
Could swim.
Okay. So do you understand this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now it is important. We have to use could or we have to use couldn't. That is like a must. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Let me.
Gracias.
Here. Okay. So. All right. So now in this case, for the final part of the class, I don't want to take too much time from you. We have could and it's for the question. So if you see, this one is the position. They change. Okay. So in this case, I have to start with the auxiliary could, the subject, and then the ability, which is jump or fly, with the extra information. Okay?
Mhm.
Let me, I'm gonna, okay. So the same thing. Could, I, you, we, they, he, she, it, and then the extra information, all right?
Okay.
Do you have questions with this?
No.
No.
All right, so the same thing. Could, it doesn't change. It's for everybody.
Mhm.
All right, so I'm gonna continue just before we finish. And in here, I am going to ask you to write in your notebook 3 questions using the verb could or the auxiliary could and abilities. For example, in my case, I put, could you fly when you were a child? Could you play soccer when you were a child? Could you jump when you were a child? Okay. So the only thing that I'm going to ask you is to write 3 questions in your notebook. No answer, only the question. Okay.
Yes.
And when you finish, just send finish in the chat. And the same, if you have a question with a vocabulary word, ask me. I was in mute. I was speaking, but I was in mute. I'm sorry. Okay. So what I'm going to show you, just to finish this, in this case, if you see, we're gonna, the same thing we did in the past activity. We're going to ask the questions that we have and answer. And let's take turns. In here, the same thing. My answer is a short answer. I don't have to give complete information. No, only yes, I could. No, I couldn't. Okay?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, everybody is ready with the questions, right?
Yes.
All right. So let's do this. Angie, can you ask Elena one of your questions?
Okay. Could you use a computer when you were a child?
No, I couldn't.
Okay. Elena, can you ask Fatima for a question?
Okay. Could you play soccer when you were a child?
No, I couldn't.
Okay. Fatima, can you ask Edgar a question?
Yes. Could you jump in the bed when you were a child?
Edgar?
Ay, perdón. ¿Cómo?
Can you repeat, Fatima? Sorry.
Yes. Could you jump in the bed when you were a child?
Yes, I could.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a question, Edgar, that you can ask?
Me acabo de meter mis...
Okay,
No.
don't worry. Let's see. Okay, Ale, can you ask a question?
Yes. Could you swim when you were a child?
Mary, can you answer?
I could you TV
No, but hold on.
when you
Can you answer the question to Alejandra?
okay.
Ale, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. When could you swim when you were a child?
Yes, I could.
Okay,
Could.
good, yeah. Now, can
Yes,
you
could. Okay.
can you ask a question to Miranda?
And me?
Yes, you, Mary, ask the question to Miranda.
Okay. Could you TV when you were a child?
A child. Could you watch? Remember, could you watch the TV?
Could you watch the TV? Es watch, sí, cierto. Watch the TV when you were child?
A child.
Child,
Miranda?
okay.
Yes, I could.
All right. Miranda, can you ask Katia a question?
Yes. I'm just kidding. Okay. Could you play Free Fire when you were a child? No, I couldn't.
Okay. Katia, can you ask Fernanda?
Could you cook with your mother when you were a child?
Yes, I could.
Okay. Fernanda, can you ask Emiliano?
Could you cook when you were a child?
Oh, okay. All right. So we're gonna skip Emiliano right now. Can you answer the question, Angie? Can you answer the question that Fernanda asked?
Okay. What is the question?
Yes. Could you cook when you were a child?
Perdón, se está cortando.
Could you cook?
No, I couldn't.
Okay. All right. Very good. I think everybody answered already. Before I continue, do you have questions with the question form and the answers?
No.
Everybody understands?
Yes.
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 Okay. All right. So in this case, what we have practiced for the past, some of them, it's the verb to be, had, and could. Okay. We have practiced them in affirmative, in negative, and interrogative. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I have this paragraph. Okay. It's exactly very similar to the previous activity, but in here, it's a combination, okay? Well, okay, my letters are not the best. It's a combination of have or had in the past, could, and the verb to be. We have to change the verbs in the parentheses. If it's have, what is the past of have? Okay, so I have ancient Inca children had wooden toys. They, what?
Didn't have.
Didn't have.
Mhm. So they didn't have books made of paper. They, what is the past of can?
Could.
Mhm.
Cool.
Now, in this case, this one, is it affirmative or negative?
Affirmative.
Affirmative.
It's affirmative. So they could cook, farm, and fish. Inca children
Mm,
Couldn't.
Didn't. No, sí, couldn't.
couldn't read or write because Inca writing didn't exist. Their favorite toys, it's plural,
Where?
Where?
mhm,
were,
were spinning toys. Their favorite food, plural or singular,
Singular.
okay?
Singular.
was,
Was.
Uh-huh. So their favorite food was their corn. Their favorite things,
Where?
singular or plural,
were,
Where?
were board games. Okay, this is like a summary of everything. It's like un resumen de todo. So, what questions do you have with the verb to be, with could, couldn't, or have, didn't have?
No.
Nothing.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody, no questions.
No.
no,
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna change to this. And I'm just going to share just before we go. Okay. So what we, for the quiz, I made a mistake. Okay. For the quiz, what we have to practice, like I said at the beginning, is only really going to be vocabulary. It's going to be vocabulary from unit 5. I want you to check vocabulary from page 74 and 75. Vocabulary. Vocabulary of the professions and the verbs.
okay,
Mhm.
And we are going to check grammar, which is this part. It's 78 and 79. Okay?
Okay.
okay,
It's pretty much everything that we practice. There is nothing different. It's the same thing, but I want you to check it, check the homeworks that you have done, check if you have questions. We are going to practice a little from 10 to 10:40 before the exam or the quiz, because it's a quiz is really short. And then from 10:40 to what the time you finish the exam, okay?
Okay.
The only thing that I'm going to show you is just before we leave, I want you to practice this last thing that we did. So I'm going to assign 2 activities for homework. You can do it between today and tomorrow or Friday if you want. It's about had and could and couldn't. Okay?
Okay.
Those are the only things that you have to do. And that's it. Questions that you have with today's class?
No.
No.
Nada más nos mandará la link para la tarea, ¿verdad?
Así es. Yo ahorita terminando la clase se los mando.
Ok.